appreciate you guys for jumping in. Let's go. They also say, ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah, yeah. Here rocking with you guys on this beautiful, beautiful night. Hope all is right, Cowboy Nation. Hope all is well. Yeah. Mic check, mic check. Let me know if the music too loud. Let's go. Still setting it up, everything. Let's go. Right there.
He needs some milk.
Mic check. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. All right, appreciate you. Shout out to you, Johnny. Shout out to you, King. Appreciate you for jumping in. Kelly Yarber, appreciate you. Yeah. Cowboy Nation and everybody and beyond. It's time to talk about those cards. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I had one. It's always a pleasure doing videos and posting video content out there as it relates to film assessment. And I did the Red Zone film earlier this morning, and I talked about Dan Quinn and his rejections. I love it. And I also talked about Devontae Bond, the guy that was picked up for the Cowboys, and did some study on him. And it seems and appears that, you know, he will be a special teams guy, a guy that can fit in and help out this team as it relates to linebackers depth. I've read comments. A lot of people were saying, "Hey, Law, you know, why don't we just keep Jalen Smith?" I believe Jalen don't play special teams, and of course I think Jalen would have been more money at this point, and the Cowboys don't want to backpedal and pick up a guy that they cut and bring him back for less money and all of that stuff, paying the man twice, and there's a lot of ego into that too. But we got to understand to give these guys chances and an opportunity to play with a new team. And Devontae Bond, he may be here for only a cup of coffee and gone tomorrow. And, you know, that's just how it goes. And Jalen, whatever he may be at the Giants land, he's already signed with the team, got money coming in. So that's just how that goes. And yeah, like my guy Daron says, hey, he's with the Giants, so get over it, Cowboy Nation. I know, I get it, you know. That dude Bond ran a 4.7. He ran a 4.5 too. He ran a 4.5, a 4.6, and he ran a 4.7. So when you look at his numbers, you can either take the highest or you can take the lowest. And as a track person, I'm always going to give the person the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to take the lowest. I'm always going to take the lowest. And 40 speed don't mean nothing. I want to see look, for example, Jerry Rice ran a 4.62, one of the greatest wide receivers you can ever lay your eyes on. I think the other guy, 4.67 or something like that for my guy, Everson Walls. He wasn't the fastest guy, but it's football speed and track speed and straight line speed. Look, you would rarely run a straight line speed in football, believe it or not. If you look at the play that even when I did the film assessment on DeMonte KZ, but more so on the Trevon Diggs, the big catch by Brown last week from the Washington football team. KZ, his first initial step is backpedaling. It's not forward, and it's flipping of the hips and tracking the ball. Straight line speed would get you in trouble. It's about controlled chaos, basically. A coach said, control chaos. And you got to be crazy. You got to be crazy enough to run in between the tackles there on the offensive side and on the defensive side. I always say, stick your nose down in there. Make it nasty. You don't want a pretty boy. You want that nose to get down deep in there and peel out the running back or shoot through that trash there. Meet him. Don't meet him in the hole. Beat him to the hole, right? Is on the defensive side of the ball. And when you got a 310 guy coming at you, peel through that guy. And I know, me telling a 220-pound guy or a 210 guy to peel through a 310 guy is crazy. But that's football, believe it or not. I want a couple of them. Some of the hardest working football players like the Honey Badger, 190 pounds soaking wet, right? But will peel through a 310 guy to get to that runner. So that's what we need out there. Larry Fitz wasn't the burner yet, Terrence. Look, as more and more people start dissecting everything, you'll find out that there's more Hall of Famers. This like 4.5, 4.6 versus the 4.2, 4.3 guys, and not 4.3 guys are really like that many 4.2 guys out there. But speed is something that you pretty much look at and you walk around with your chest out. But neither here nor there. The Arizona Cardinals, when you look at them, they're 10-5. They coming off of a skid, and they better stay on that skid. Overall, 18th overall, as it relates to their collective stats or what have you. And everybody can say stats are for what? Losers, right? In offense, they're 15th. They tied for somebody with 15th. And this is Pro Football Focus reference, not reference, but Pro Football Focus grades here. And this is just a reference point, how they measure everyone. And there are other sites out there that you can pretty much utilize them as well. But this is the one I paid for, right? Defense, 16th rank, and special team is 13th rank. I forgot to pull my Cowboys up. Give me 1 second here. And watch Ezekiel Elliott pull up because he's a star. Yep. And then we'll pull up the Dallas Cowboys. Give me 1 second right here, Cowboy Nation, as we build the plane while it's in the air. All right. Cowboys. From an offensive aspect of it, number one, no other team from an efficient level, according to Pro Football Focus rating tier or system. And other systems have Cowboys collectively in the same spot, by the way. Number one offense in the NFL. Overall, number two. Defensive-wise, 12th rank. This is one of our lowest spells. Now, in some categories, Cowboys defense, like on third downs, ranked number one in major categories, right? Hey, top tier in turnovers, right? I want a team that can take the ball away from the opposition. That's what I want. I want that mindset. And thinking of that, let me pull up my Instagram. Right quick. Bear with me for 1 second here. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Thank you guys for being part of this episode. Here we go. Interceptions in the first 27 games. And this was the short list by John Machota. Shout out to my guy, John. And you see Trevon Diggs down there with 14. And I do know that he left out some other guys, but this is just a preview list. Now, one thing that I have to put out there before everybody go, well, hey, Law, I understand that Trevon Diggs got 14 INTs. However, you know what I'm saying? He gave up the most yards in the league. He gave up a lot of plays. According to who? You know, that stat of yards given up is intangible. There are two things in life. Something that's tangible, that you can physically touch and know that is real, and the intangibles. And you should never build your mindset on those that are, or things that are intangible. Like you have no grasp of it. Because Pro Football Focus or any grading system don't take an account of scheme. It don't take an account of if this man is playing a man-to-man defense juxtaposed to him playing in a zone. So it's a situation and scenario, Cowboy Nation. The tangible evidence that this guy got 14 INTs. Appreciate you, Roberto. Appreciate you. Kudos for your red zone plays last piece. You know, appreciate you. Why the boys haven't done more pulling like 71? Is Kellen Moore in need of running coaching assistance or basically run coach assistant? That's a good observation there. One can argue that in your third year, you're still trying to learn your way around the league. Another can argue and say, okay, he's sandbagging. One can present to themselves and say, hey, these are the things that gravitate toward this particular situation. So it just takes time. I want to say, Akeem says, law, but faith isn't tangible, isn't necessarily tangible. Well, you're talking two types of situations. You see, faith only works. And see, this is educational class too. Faith only works under certain conditions. Faith without works is dead. You got to put your work in to get faith, right? So when you say, well, faith is only intangible, you can't see it, but you got to have some reverence to it. I can literally sit here in this chair and say, I would not move until the good Lord Almighty come out of the heavens and bless me with $1 million. Well, newsflash. If I'm not doing any works, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. When you look through all of the storylines, there's always somebody's doing something. Hello? So what I'm saying is that just because somebody have a subjective thought or reasoning of why they grade a certain thing, they have to present the evidence. Case in point, if you want to buy a house in the state of Texas, trust me, you can sit there and say, I'm going to stand on this rock until these lenders, until the overwriters, you know what I'm saying, or the underwriters I meant to say, approve my loan. But they're going to look at your tangible works. They want to see check stubs. You know, you can say, well, hey, I got this $1 million here. But how did you get it? Can you present a working receipt of it? Because we are going to be the ones. We're going to be the ones to take control of this particular asset that you're trying to purchase. We are underwriting this particular deal for you. So when Pro Football Focus, when they do their grading, can they show evidence? Can they break down film? Can they give a reason? Can they back up the information? Shout out to you, Scott. Appreciate you. Come, sir. Glory. Goose, zero taxes in Texas. You must don't live here. They find a way to tax you, baby. I look at that statement and it says, woo! Hey, you fool around and try to live in Texas, man. They got this thing called ISDs, baby. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you live here, you know for sure they taxing, baby. Oh my goodness! I said, man. Sam says PFF whiffed on Diggs. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying Cowboy Nation and anybody that's listening and watching right now, that PFF is totally trash and you can't use them as far as their grading system. But there is a situation whereas you can use it with caution and say, okay, this is where their numbers are at with this, things that are tangible, because we can look up the sack total, what have you, and then we can go back and justify, hey, these are the hurries, these are the pressures based on film we watch. But some things that they are lost on because it's too much work. It's too much work to understand and break down the responsibility or the alignment and assignment, to understand that this is the reason why he broke off on this guy. And it was a cover 3, not man-to-man, or they were playing quarters right there in that particular look, right? So that's why you shouldn't. Yeah. Jay Lombardi says only Shay Sharp use PFF. Yeah, you got to use multiple. Yeah, show your work, yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. Quinn refuses to interview with the Jags. This is from Dell. Yeah. Dele, that refusal is a direct line of sometimes when we watch certain movies. I recall the series All American, right, with the young kid and the coach. He was in the middle place of wanting to take another job or wanted to go back to his old job or what have you, or wanted to quit. We can use all three of those scenarios. And not just the students were angry and upset. The administrators were angry and upset. But he still had a fulfillment to complete. But sometimes it will throw off the psyche of the players. Now, granted, if you want to go out there and make more money, hey, nobody can stop you of that. Nobody can stop you of that. What's up, Arturo? What's up, Mr. Law Nation from New York City? Big fan, always watching. Go Cowboys, go. DC for life. Oh, good segue right here. Call 817-888-1726. We'll be live at the Lowe's Hotel in Arlington for the event this Saturday between 3 and 5. I want to see y'all beautiful faces. Call for tickets for the game, tickets for Cowboys experience. Call that number, 817-888-1726. The number will be strolling on the bottom of the screen there, and that way you guys can go out and have a wonderful time if you're healthy and all of those things. Keep these coaches together, Robert. Yeah, that's the only way you can build. You got to keep these boys together. All right, so in this particular, let me go over here before we play any audio or anything. Now we can play the audio first on the front end. Really appreciate y'all for jumping in. Really do. Hope all is well with you all as we talk about everything. It's a lot to do. Where my video at? Here we go. Nah. Shout out to my guy Kevin Gray. He did an interview with the Playmaker. And, of course, this is already on YouTube, so you guys might have already heard it. But let's listen in to Kevin Gray.
Amari Cooper, last week said, hey, I want to be more involved. I want to be able to help contribute on third down and red zone opportunities. And you saw the Cowboys make a concerted effort, to get him more involved, especially during the game against Washington. What is it like for a receiver when a receiver feels like they may either have to voice concerns about what they need to do, or is that something that you go privately to your quarterback and say, hey, I can help this offense get back to where we need to be the team that we want to be.
Well, yeah, you first you take it privately if you can to whoever you have to take it to. You know, personally, me, I'm not going to my quarterback because I don't want him. I don't want to be in his head any kind of way now. But I'm gonna go off on my receivers coach. I'll talk to my coordinator, all kind of ways. I never heard a wide receiver complain as quietly as Amari Cooper did. You know. Now, think about this, Sean. If T.O. had said exactly what Amari Cooper said, exactly, oh, my God, it'd been a whole different set of headlines.
Yep.
Whole different set of headlines. We want Amari Cooper to beg a little bit for football. We want to see that.
Yes.
Because he's so quiet and so humbled and everything. You want to see that he has a begging dog down in him that really wants that football. So nobody said anything. I was like, man, you know, that's pretty cool when you can complain quietly like that and then get the results and nobody says anything. But I was happy.
Hey, the playmaker pretty much saying the right things and the right notes to everybody's ears. You want to be able to say, hey, I'm hungry. I want the ball, but not do it in a way where it causes all type of headline news, and they can take your words and twist them. You know what I'm saying? And use them against you. That's why I say if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, right? You know, so that is why it's so important that Amari Cooper, I think he probably already calculated everything when he talked to those boys about, hey, I'm gonna talk about this because I need this. And when you have the focal aspect of it, putting him into the game plans, you absolutely see those things manifest itself into greatness. Could we dial up Kellen Moore? Let me see what you got over here. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. Bear with me. Appreciate you for the donation there. Really do appreciate it. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. Bam. Yeah. Could you dial up Kellen Moore and tell him to get the ball to CD like the 49ers do to Deebo Samuel? Add another gear to our running game. I think Deebo got about 15 pounds of flesh more than CD. And I think that the way that particular coaching staff over there is equipped to run the ball is a little bit more efficient than the Cowboys. Not to sully or denigrate Kellen Moore over here, but I think that they are well crafted in using Deebo Samuels in that light. And it didn't start last night. They've been using that kid like that since day one. And shout out to them for using him that way. But he's built different. And I think that CD, for what the Cowboys are utilizing him, I would say that they did the toss sweep or they did the end around sweep for him this past game. It was a negative 2 yards, right? I don't care if they do it once or twice a game. But if you can do that, then that's enough for me. And like I said, he still needs some more ham sandwiches. He need to eat some more meat around here. But what I'm trying to say is, Cowboy Nation, you want to preserve what we got out of CD Lamb, and just utilize those 1 or 2 plays once or twice a game, and keep the defense honest. But you don't want to use them like Deebo. Yeah.
For Amari, and Amari is right. He's right. Amari's a big-time receiver that I still think don't get all the credit he deserves for the way he plays the game, and we need Amari. That's a big. Not having him was big for the Cowboys, and having him healthy and back on the field makes a huge difference.
Playmaker Michael Irvin every single Wednesday at this time here on Sean and RJ. KG in for Choppy. Dion tweeted that Trevon Diggs has already wrapped up Defensive Player of the Year, but he should be in MVP discussions. Washington throws at him on the first play and pays the price. How do you evaluate Diggs as a lockdown guy, Mike? We know how great he is as a playmaker. When we look at the Devontae Adams or the DeAndre Hopkins or the Cooper Kupps, who you may be seeing in the postseason, how do you feel about Trevon going up against them?
But Trevon's, when you say lockdown,
Yeah.
you know, we like to think of the cornerback, the Deion days, shut down a corner, shut down the side and say, take that side out. I don't know if that's even reality anymore with all the different ways they get balls to wide receivers. So you can say, okay, you saw the Ramsey and Devontae Adams matchup. The first thing Packers did was send Devontae on a return motion, send him across the field, and a quick little diagonal route right to the corner to get him a touchdown. Not much of a route. And I saw Patrick, you saw Ramsey, I mean, just going up and down, getting upset. That's how you play it. So you're not going to be able to shut out anybody anymore. They're catching 10, 12 balls, 30 balls a season behind the line of scrimmage. Nobody can stop that. I can't even remember if I caught any passes behind the line of scrimmage my whole career. They're catching 20 or 30 behind the line. You're not shutting anybody out with these kinds of systems that they have now. So the best thing to do is to have a Trevon Diggs, what I call the counter guy. Yeah, you may get a play on him, but he's going to get a play on you. That's the best shutdown you have in the National Football League nowadays.
Mike, I'm curious.
Man, he's spitting nothing but the truth, man. I'm surprised those boys not wearing umbrellas over there. Jessica, appreciate you for the $3 donation. Cowboys coming for you cards. Ain't nobody scared. No way. Ain't nobody scared. Appreciate you, Lady Jessica. Nobody's scared of him. The playmaker make a brilliant point, Cowboy Nation, about the fact that in this day and time, right? In this day and time, it's hard to find that lockdown or shutdown corner back. Now, you can have a cornerback that's aggressive, that you know when you throw the ball, it better be pinpoint accurate, because if not, he's going to knock you off that route and it's going to be picked off. That's who I believe Trevon Diggs is. I don't think that in a sense, whereas you say, well, you never look that way. For one, if you look at the entirety of the NFL, all of these quarterbacks are passing better, right? All of these quarterbacks are looking at it like, okay, if I can roll out, I can still keep my eyes down the field. I'm gonna find a wide receiver, and then the aficionados make it such an easy task for most of the wide receivers nowadays, juxtaposed to the defensive players. They used to. Back in the days, at the top of the route, you can get as physical as you want. Now, it's 50-50. It just depends on the aficionados. Some call it, some don't. It's a crazy draw of how you're going to set your DBs up to play. Normally, DB coaches tell them, look, man, they teach them, look, let's not get too aggressive at the top. Let's not give up the big play. But it just still depends on, how, you look at it on how the aficionados call them. That's just fortunately how this thing goes.
So about your perspective on this, Mike McCarthy has come in this season, had a really terrific year winning the NFC East. How much credit does Mike McCarthy deserve for this Cowboys team being able to win an NFC East championship this year?
That's an interesting question. I mean, because this is Mike McCarthy's team. This is what he's built it up to be. I thought the most important thing was the last time they played Washington, everybody tried to make this a guarantee by Mike McCarthy, the way he came out and played. I thought they said something. I thought they said something about how they want to back up their head coach. So there's some things, like when I watch football, there's certain things that you say, come on, man, you got 11 seconds right here.
Right.
Why not call timeout and try to get one or two throws into the end zone? Don't tell me nothing on the ozone. You want to drop a new word in here so I can get lost on that new word and not what I just saw? I've never heard of an ozone. It's green zone or red zone. Everybody says the same
Money
thing.
zone,
it's
baby.
Green zone or the red zone. We got one play inside the green zone before we kick a field goal. You know what I mean? And he didn't do that. Now, I get on people. I say, I'm not going to kill him for it when you win games. because ultimately it's about winning games. But now, if you ever do that and you lose a game, then you should be getting killed for it. So, but obviously, in this day and age, it's about playing for the people that you want to play for and playing for the people that you want to play with. And guys over in the locker room, especially Dak, they happen to love Mike McCarthy. So that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me.
You know, when you have success, the vultures, they come circling, and they're starting to line up the interviews for Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn. Who would you be more worried about losing to a head coaching job?
Well, that's a great question. But for me, it's always offense. You know, our offense is harder to put together. It's harder to determine what do you have on offense and how to run an offense. Defense, it's about finding your players and put them in position to win and making sure they're connected. It's a little different. I always think it's a little easier on the defensive side than it is on the offensive side. So you're worried about losing both because both are great and both are communicating great with the players. But it's a little more difficult, I think, to find a guy that can work your offense. I
don't know about that one though. Well, I get what the playmaker is saying, but I'm more of this point. The offensive side of the coin, I think that with what we got, you know, I don't want to lose nobody right now. No. But I think what Dan Quinn brings to the table is unique from a cultural aspect of it. You can have the exact same scheme and system with another defensive coordinator, but if he don't bring that cultural, you know, aspect for the cultural, you know what I'm saying? If you don't bring that to the table, you dead, you know, because one thing about teaching is you got to have the understanding. Let me repeat. One thing about teaching, you got to have the understanding. I recall, and it's Mike Nolan's system is not that much different to what Dan Quinn is trying to establish here. But the players bought into the philosophy and they understood what Dan Quinn was trying to say. Instead of being in the press box all particular game, Dan Quinn is also during practice putting the helmet on and rah-rah into the face of the players and then letting them know he's a people's person as well, and you can come to me, you know, and let me know that if you gravitated to what I'm trying to teach you, right? It's easy. It's easy to say, hey, do this and do that, but can you show it, right? TC on the drums. Appreciate you. McCarthy knows how we should play in Green Bay in December and in January. He's been there. I agree. But who is to say we're going to go to Green Bay? You know, Green Bay could, dare I say, lose whatever, and it could be a whole nother team. But I get it. You know, Green Bay right now is the hot and the flavor of everything. Green Bay is the flavor of everything right now. So the Cowboys versus the Cards is what we focusing on right now. But
he is to work your defense. That's not to say anything about the job Dan Quinn has done, because he's done an incredible job.
Mike, what's been up with Arizona lately, and are you still viewing them as a big-time measuring stick Sunday?
Not quite what it was, and I can tell you what it is. What's going on with them right now is they don't have that dude. When you look at them, look at Arizona, and you watch them play, they got everything, but they don't have that one dude. And I was just trying to tell them about that last week. DeAndre Hopkins gave them something.
Yeah.
And even on the defensive side, J.J. Watt gave them something. They had that one dude that they can look at and say, man, things aren't going good. But that dude right there, nope, he ain't going to let us lose. Just wait. He's going to make a play. He's going to make a play. He will not let us lose. They don't have that dude anymore. They had one on offense. J.J. Watt was trying to be that on defense. And they look like a rudderless, like a ship that just sailing. Got all the things they need, but they can't put it in the right direction and get it going without that nuke dude.
So that was the end of that. Appreciate everybody for watching. That is the Let me copy it right quick for you guys. That is 105.3. Here's their YouTube page so you can watch it the entirety without me pausing and rewinding. What do he mean when they say they don't have that dude? And that dude is a guy that dictates defense, right? You know, roll coverages. You know, you're going to take your best corner and you're going to put him on D, right? D-hop. And then you're going to take your safety and then you're going to shade that way or cheat that way, or get closer to that way because you don't want him to make that dude to make that play. And that's 2 players. Remember, there's only 11 players out there on the field. So those are 2 guys that's already fixated on that dude. So now your running is a little bit open. The wide receivers like Christian Kirk and all of the other boys, they looking at the opportunity. Zach Ertz and all of those boys. Hey, I'm going up against this guy. I can make it happen now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening over there in Arizona. And I'm not saying that they're going to bounce back this weekend because, you know, the playmaker pointed that part out. But what I'm saying is collectively, morale, and we've seen it with our team, right? Without Amari Cooper, bigger responsibilities came upon Trevon Diggs. Not Trevon Diggs, but my guy CeeDee Lamb. Bigger responsibility came upon Michael Gallup. So I seen people say, "Hey, Malik Turner." You know, Malik Turner, I like what he brings to the table. But when you get a chance to see him with more and more opportunities out there on the field, you may see a regress of those explosive plays. That's just how it goes, because teams are going to pick up on that and say, okay, I'm going to take away what he do best now. I'm looking and I'm studying tape. I'm not focusing on Gallup now. I'm not focusing on CeeDee Lamb now. I'm focusing on Malik Turner now, you know. But he get a dog award for that catch and running it all the way back nearly to a touchdown. I'm stingy. I want the number 1 seed. J-Rod, appreciate you. We all want it, baby. We all want it. Boss Man Fat held it down. Yeah, Johnson, he did his job over there, taking responsibilities of coming down and feeling. And we need more snaps out of him too, right? To see whether or not what we saw with our eyes, can he continue to be on that pace, right? All right, so speaking of that, Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you guys for jumping in. Let's see if I did this last week. Let me see if I can do it again this week. We pull up the chart line for your mind. This is a chart line based upon, the ratings from Pro Football Focus. And, of course, one of their higher guys over here is A.J. Green. They got to update that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a year almost, and they still got him in Cincinnati colors. But neither here nor there. I think that the 6'4", 210 wide receiver, you will put Trevon Diggs on him. When you just look at everything, his numbers, what have you, for this year, he's been a guy that's been solid, not just amazing, but just solid. And you can see the decline in his career, what have you, from 2020 to 2021. If you look all the way down at that, I know you can't see 2021. But he's still a guy that knows the area of the field, can find the soft spots in the zone there, and he can pull that ball out of the sky. So he is a guy that I would look at. Diggs playing on when he goes to his side of the field. I think Diggs will cover him. I like his skill set, but I think that this particular team can take control of that. All right, next on this particular list, let's go ahead and pull up their 12 personnel look. Let's pull up the 12 personnel look. And we see Harris and we see Ertz out there, right? And we see Christian Kirk. He's a guy that I look at it like, okay, this will be a situation and scenario that you will put Anthony get down Brown on him, right? Anthony Brown will cover him. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, and of course he's team gig 'em, Texas A&M. So we will see what they would do against that. How do you guys feel? Kirk is the deep man. Yeah. I seen him do a double move and get upfield. He is pretty quick, but they use him more on short to intermediate routes. So if you can create pressure and put pressure on this young man right here, Kyler Murray, the 5'10", they gave him some extra heights there, but nothing to worry about there. Shout out to him. If you put a little pressure on him, I think that, normally you want to flush quarterbacks out of the pocket. But this guy, you want to keep him inside. And you got to be disciplined enough to not take the bait. You can't cut inside too quickly because he's so quick that if he fool around and get out to the edge, he keep his eyes downfield and he got this stutter go movement going. So my answer to Kyler Murray, my answer to all of that will be on the defensive side of the coin. And his name is Parsons. This guy is amazing. Pass rush 92.7. I'm not really looking into the coverage aspect of it, 64.9. Appreciate you, Scott. Appreciate you, man, for the donation there. Y'all notice we have those different types of brothers playing for us. Those hood brothers. They had bad grades in school and couldn't make the team, but they play. Yeah, that's who we got. Scott Simpkins, man. You crazy, man. We got those hood brothers, baby. Some of them hood brothers, man, fool around have good grades, Our Shanique will be looking on their reports. Stealing from them. All right, so, D-Law, he's another guy. He's an enforcer, D-Law, one of his better years so far this year, believe it or not, between this year and if you look at 2017, and that's when those coins start coming, right? The coins, process, right? But neither here nor there. DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank, this would be the guy. But what about the speed, Law? He runs a 4.8. Leave him alone. That brother didn't look like he ran a 4.8 when he ran that touchdown in, right? And I'm quite sure that there was somebody who ran a 4.3 out there while he was out there, right? I'm just joking with you guys. But what I'm trying to say is this guy right here, you may think that he runs a 4.8, but when he flattened that corner, and sideline, he's going to keep his containment. And I think that this would be the secret sauce. I think that we flush Kyler Murray. God dog it. I flush him to his left side. And Randy Gregory, my other dog over here, man. Yeah. I don't know why I call Kyler Murray Kyler Moore.
Shame. Shame.
Slip of the tongue. All right, but neither here nor there. Randy Gregory, I know for sure. Good old Randy Gregory. Yeah, he heard what Kyler Murray had to say. Yeah, and he will make him pay. Now, what I hope is that Randy Gregory don't get too greedy. I hope he don't get too greedy, and I hope that he keep everything in front of him correctly. All right, so let's go back to the Cards. Cards on deck. Let's look at their defensive side. Well, anybody else y'all want to look at on the offense? Anybody else that you guys want to look at? Zach Ertz. The Eagles really gifted him to the Cards over here. And a third of the Eagles were saying that their season were over and they thought they had no choice or no chance or no opportunity. So they started selling the farm a little bit. Kind of hit the panic button too soon there. But, they got Dallas Goedert and everybody else. So, but neither here nor there. This team, Zach Ertz, I think that this will be a game, mark my words, that you will see another INT from J-Ron Kearse. If J-Ron Kearse can get an interception on Travis Kelce, I know for sure he can get an interception on this guy right here. And just when you think he's about to come across that middle or that edge, he drop back in coverage into that little flat area, to that little hook area, and he pick off this guy. I'm predicting that, Appreciate you, Chef Mac. I see you in the house. All right, so let's go to their defense. All right, so Simmons, he's a dog. Baker, he's a dog. I like him. And, of course, they got this Wilson and Murphy over here. Jones, he's a guy that you have to pay close attention to as well. My thing is, I'm still looking for revenge, believe it or not. Who are you looking for revenge on? This guy right here. Jordan Hicks, I can't stand him. He's the old ex-Eagles guy. He's the one in 2015. Tore my guy collarbone up there. And they didn't change the rule, but they did change the rule a little later on in the season, a little later on the next year when Anthony Barr landed on the golden boy, Aaron Rodgers' shoulder. But neither here nor there. Jordan Hicks, I'm still looking for revenge against him. So I can't wait to see what Ezekiel Elliott do, or even my guy Tony Pollard do against this middle linebacker here, Jordan Hicks. He's a passionate guy. Yeah, let's see what we got here. East Camden for life. He said he missed Jordan Hicks. Yeah, Jordan Hicks is that dude. He is that dude. So we have to pay close attention to him. And then this guy, Jalen Thompson, he's one of the guys that's been playing pretty good this year. So I'm not sitting here saying that our guys can't burn these guys up like toast. But this is going to be a good matchup. Number 3 right here, they use him at any fashion that they like. They like to bring him down inside. They like to keep him out in space, to be the free sometimes. So this 3 guy, this number 3, Buddha, Baker, this is the guy. He got a little heart in him, So I think that the Cowboys, you run at him, take the soul out of him, first and foremost, destroy the will, the fortitude of the mindset and the thought track. And you can get things going the right way. Cowboys report. I like that name. He says, just win, baby. Exactly. Just win. When you win, Cowboy Nation. That's what you got to do. This matchup is a matchup. Just win, baby. All right, so I look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. All playmakers, we going to make plays. I look at it like the mindset should be straight, the thought track should be good, and they should be looking at this thing, another home game. We want to repeat what we did in the previous game. And they living off the momentum. They're not playing the game as it relates to how we look at it. They're playing the game like this. Cowboys offense versus Cowboys defense. Y'all saw the sounds of the sidelines? Oh, my goodness. Those boys really is taking that to heart. And that heart mindset, you know what I'm saying, of passion football go a long way, because now they're going to look at it like, hey, we got this turnover. Offense, what you going to do with it? Because we winning. Then the offense score a touchdown, and they're going to look at the defense and, hey, we winning, so I like that, man. That goes a long way, man. Baby, it do. All right, so let's listen to these guys. I don't know what happened to Marcellus Wiley, man. Let's see what happened.
None other than America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, once again on the hunt Marcellus Wiley off today, joined now by co-host of The Herd, the one and only Joy Taylor. Now, Joy, I don't know if you heard Cliff Kingsbury. He came out and he said that the Dallas Cowboys have more talent than anyone else in football. He really said the Cowboys have enough talent to get the job done. So now my question to you is, do the Dallas Cowboys have a talented enough roster to take them to the Super Bowl?
I do believe they have a talented enough roster to take them to the Super Bowl.
You know I can't slap the lady, so we're going to listen to what she had to say. Hey, the set look a whole lot better than it used to, right? You know, let's see what they say.
A pro-talent person, being talent myself. So this is what it is. We're in a competitive business in the broadcasting industry, and football is a competitive business. What do you need to win in a competitive business? You need talent. Cliff Kingsbury is absolutely right. He's also right to not give the Dallas Cowboys any bulletin board material leading up to their matchup while they're struggling. So I see what you're doing, Cliff. It's very smart. It's very Belichickian.
Wise.
Oh, he's a wonderful quarterback. He's wonderful defense. Everything is wonderful when you're going up against an opponent. You don't want to give them any extra fuel, especially this defense, which is my favorite part of this Dallas team. I already know what Emmanuel Acho's brewing over there with Dak Prescott. I already know what's going on, but it's okay. It's fine, because I'm going to talk about the defense right now, which I know he can't poke holes in. That defense, who has held their opponents to 20 or fewer points in 4 straight and 6 of their last 7 games. Of course, they're first in takeaways, first on third down defense. Those are things that matter when it comes to the postseason. Those are things that get the offense of the other team off of the field, give it back to their offense, score more points, which is also something that Dallas defense does. We saw that a lot against Washington, albeit a struggling opponent, dealing with a lot of COVID issues, but so is everybody. And we know what they did to Washington this weekend. So yes, they have talent all across the board. You're talking about Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, Jaron Kearse, DeMarcus Lawrence, all kinds.
Oh, let's stop this right now. Let's stop this right quick. I got to say this. You saw how they sprinkle in Jaron Kearse and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I wouldn't take none of what they're saying as solid material, especially coming from the opposing coach there. I look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. Everybody got talent. The Cowboys, they're going to gloss and put up our talent because we the Cowboys, we play more primetime games. So I just want to put that out there. Arizona Cardinals got talent too. Let's not get it twisted. They just don't play in Dallas. Let me hit this play button because I don't want them to be like, yeah, see, this is one-sided. No. Talent is talent. They got talent too. Don't think that we've. And the craziest thing, I want you guys to go listen to all of the pundits the week leading into the Washington football team game. Washington got talent, you know, and then I'm talking about even when they were on the 4-game winning streak. Washington got talent. You know, the Dallas Cowboys, that defensive front, those Bama boys, and I heard it, you know. So I just want to put these things into proper respects. Everybody got talent. They wouldn't be in the NFL if it wasn't.
The talent all across the board. They are definitely talented enough to get to the Super Bowl. I am not saying that they're there yet. I want to see what they do in the postseason, but they certainly have the roster to do it.
I don't think I've ever questioned the Cowboys' talent. I actually wholeheartedly agree with you. Now, you're not slick, first and foremost. Let me put you on blast. See, what y'all don't realize about Joy Taylor is she'll say one thing, and then she'll try to massage the audience, posting on Instagram her love and affinity for the Cowboys. Y'all should hear her off mic.
No,
don't do that one, dude.
I've never knocked the Cowboys talent-wise. Dak Prescott, quarterback-wise, he's talented enough. The receiving core, they have the best receiving core in football, in my opinion, unless the Tampa Bay Bucks receiving core is healthy. Running back combinations, they have one of the best running back backfields in the NFL. Zeke will get healthy by the time the playoffs roll around, especially if they can rest him against the Eagles, if they handle their business against the Cardinals. Defensively, you got Micah Parsons. You got Trevon Diggs. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. Talent, for me, has never been the question for the Cowboys. The problem with the Cowboys, they can't make all their talent add up, Joy. It's almost like that chef who you give all of the ingredients to, but somehow the meal just does not taste great. Mike McCarthy, he is that chef. Remember when the Packers won the Super Bowl? Mike McCarthy coached the Packers to a Super Bowl, for y'all that have forgotten. The Packers, though, were 10-6 that year. They were the underdog. They found a way to go on the road, win every game, en route to winning a Super Bowl. But the next year, Packers are 15-1. They're on top, and they get bounced in their first playoff game. This season has been a microcosm of Mike McCarthy's career because the Cowboys start off, nobody's really giving them that much credit. They start off 7-1, 6-1, go to the bye week, but now you're on top. Like when Mike McCarthy was 15-1 and got bounced in his first game. Come out of the bye week and all of a sudden the Cowboys lose. Broncos, Raiders, losses start to pile up. But now that he's the underdog again, the Cowboys start to roll. For me, it's never been about talent, Joy. It's always been about not having the proper chef in the kitchen.
All right, that's a straw man's argument there. And if you don't know what straw man's argument is, you can Google it right quick. All right, so why don't you do me a huge favor? Because you didn't put into the context of what happened after the bye week, dare I say. So let me see some LFs in the chat. Can we just put some lean forward just a little bit, Cowboy Nation? It's going to hurt you a little bit. Yeah. Woo! And last I checked, this particular coaching staff is not just all Mike McCarthy. He's doing majority of the delegations. You know, we know that this is the young phenom, Kellen Moore's responsibility to call the plays, right? And then we look at it on the defensive side. A coach that been to the Super Bowl that lost it, right, when it was up 28-3. They got a chip on his shoulder. And understanding of football in general. That we talked about cultural change, right? And when we look at everything from A to Z, totally different team than the Green Bay Packers, who went 15-1, who was remarkable in a sense that year. And then the previous year before that, they was 10-6 that won the Super Bowl, who was declining of defense. But they had this guy by the name of Charles Woodson. Although he got hurt before he got to the Super Bowl, he was able to elevate everybody on the defense to give them hope, to give them, hey, you look up their turnover margins, you will see that they were high that year. But I come here to tell you that when we came off the bye, man, we had the quarterback that was coming, through that situation. And on top of that, hey, we had a whole bunch of other series of evidence to happen with our wide receivers. And, of course, the bug hit. But even in our slumpage, right, according to the NFL, we only lost 3 games, right, collectively speaking. That's not bad. That's flat out not bad when you look at everything collectively. But neither here nor there. Let's hit play.
All of the masterful ingredients. I get that they got the talent like you have the ingredients, but they just don't, to me, have the ability to make it all work because of Mike McCarthy.
But Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl.
He did.
Right?
Get him.
So there's multiple sides. You got special teams, you got defense, and you got offense. Not taking anything away from Aaron Rodgers, who we know is spectacular. But I'm just saying, he knows what it takes to get there. He has that experience. We've all been to an average restaurant with a great chef, right? Mm-hmm. When that great chef leaves, that restaurant usually fails. Mm-hmm. It goes back to being average. When you cook with better ingredients, even if you're an okay cook, right, the odds are the meal's going to taste a little bit better because you have fresher fruit.
True.
You have better spices.
Yep.
You have better utensils. Mm-hmm. It's just raising the level of what you're working with. You got better players than the other team?
I got a question for you.
But hold on, before he go, Joy, I hope you don't believe that all the way now. Just because you go buy the high-end food don't mean it's going to taste good. Girl, you better get in that kitchen and cook well. You know what I'm saying? For your man, girl. Now, that's the other part of it. Just because you go get the good food, you got to know how to prepare it, right? And preparation goes through trial and tribulations, right? So you're going to have to burn some things in order to make sure you get it right. But you got to at least attempt to do it. Right, Cowboy Nation? So I like his approach. He is not as aggressive as he is with, oh, boy. Listen to more what they have to say.
Unless you got a real crazy chef on the other side, you're going to win the game.
But here's the thing I don't think we think about enough in sports. Okay, I'm going to start somewhere and then I'm going to bring it all together. Nick Saban, he was a coach for the Miami Dolphins. Might have been the years you were in Miami.
Thank you, yes, yeah.
People assume Nick Saban underachieved. I don't think Nick Saban underachieved. Why don't I think Nick Saban underachieved? Because if you look at it, prior to Brian Flores, the Dolphins only won 9 games twice from 2000 to 2017. I don't have this in front of my notes, but if I'm committing my memory to honesty, I believe that to be true. Nick Saban was one of those 9-win seasons. The reason he won 6 games the next year, he had no quarterback. Starting quarterback got hurt. You were there. Okay, that's one myth in sports, is that Nick Saban wasn't very good with the Dolphins. Myth to me, because I told y'all, the Dolphins aren't very good. Nick Saban was better than anybody else who'd been in the Dolphins 17 years. Another myth in sports, Doc Rivers.
Ooh.
Doc Rivers in my
bull sugar, because Jimmy Johnson took that team a little bit before Nick Saban got there. And I think that Jimmy was there for only 3 years. I think the 3 years that they were there, they made it to the playoff, or 2 years that they made it to the playoff. I even think that they won a playoff game. But neither here nor there. Some coaches can coach college, and some coaches can coach NFL. But some coaches just can't do both. And Nick Saban, his philosophy and scheme and what have you, just didn't translate to the NFL. And that's the same to be said about Urban Meyer, right? But let's go. But shout out to Bama, Roll Tide, right? Shout out to all of the people that's from the Bama, rooting for Bama over here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
In my mind, people think, well, he won with the Boston Celtics. Yeah, but at the point in which you have Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rondo, Pierce, and all you got out of that was one title. To me, did you really underachieve? Did you overachieve, or did you just achieve? Why am I bringing up Saban? Why am I bringing up Rivers? Because let's talk about McCarthy. Brett Favre,
talk
Hall of Fame, first ballot. Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame, first ballot. And all you had to show for that is one Super Bowl. Super Bowls are clearly hard to come by. Unless you have, I don't know, maybe the greatest talent at quarterback that's ever lived. Mike McCarthy won 13 games once with Aaron Rodgers. Matt LaFleur is about to win 13 games in the first 3 seasons with Aaron Rodgers. So you...
Wait a minute. So you relegating the coach's ability by the Super Bowls that they win? Think about this, Cowboy Nation. Sean Payton, Drew Brees, 1 Super Bowl. Oh, let me go a little bit further. What's the coach over there, Tony Dungy? Now, he could have had him 2, but, he went to the coach, took him forever. But 1 Super Bowl, right? Oh, let me go a little bit further. And when you talk about Mike McCarthy, we talk about all of these things. Super Bowls are hard to come by, baby. They are. And you can't continue to do this. You can't do this type of straw man's argument, because football is just, oh my goodness, it's a different type of sport. It's just different. You can't just sit here and say, okay, I'm just going to gather all of the talent and we're going to win. That's why I really say that they should do away with the salary cap or what have you. But I get it, Jerry Jones will probably get too greedy and he'll have everybody good over here. But it is what it is. You still have to have a mixture of talent mixed in with good coaching, mixed in with players that you don't see as talented as possible, but they are the grinders player, like the J-Rock, the J-Ron Curse. I literally seen somebody say on my video, oh, man, this guy is trash. You know what I'm saying? Of the guy we just picked up or what have you, Bond. Oh, this guy trash. But a third of the people were saying the same thing about J-Rock, right? Oh, he's trash. What we going to do with him? He's just a camp body. But now look what he's doing for this team. So why don't you lean forward a little bit? Let's go.
Mike Marcellus Wiley always come up here and tell me Mike McCarthy has won a Super Bowl. Shouldn't that count for something? But to which I simply retort, did he actually overachieve? Or based on the talent he had, maybe the greatest talent at quarterback the game has ever seen, did he just achieve?
Well, by that standard, has Aaron Rodgers underachieved?
Wow! Yeah, my lady over there getting it. Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Because he got 1 ring.
I'm not going to answer that.
Because he got 1 ring.
If y'all need to see his face, she got him. Hey, she got him so bad, you should see his face. dead, y'all. He dead. You should see his face.
Have the Packers underachieved with Brett Favre, first ballot Hall of Famer? Aaron Rodgers, first ballot Hall of Famer, 2 rings.
I would think.
Hey, somebody put Doug Peterson he do got him a Super Bowl. Yeah. But if you equate, is Doug Peterson better than let's say Bill Parcells? Is he better than a Tony Dungy, or is he better than a Sean Payton or what have you? You know, so it's just what it is, Cowboy Nation. Let me hit it again. Hey, you ever you playing Mario? And you try to jump across that little hole there, and you didn't time your jump right enough, and you're like, dang, I gotta do it all over again because I missed the jump. Oh my goodness.
So I would honestly.
So by that standard, they've underachieved. So Mike McCarthy overachieved, and the Packers and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers have underachieved, which I don't believe to be so, because I think championships are very, very, very hard to win.
Get 'em.
That's why they're such a big deal. We get a little wrapped up in the Patriots being there every single year and winning championships, start comparing to Tom Brady. And yes, we have greats who have won multiple championships, but I think it's not really just what Mike McCarthy is, who I think is a good coach and I think has shown the ability to move off of decisions. Brought in Dan Quinn this year, has been a tremendous improvement. All the defensive numbers that I mentioned earlier, he's responsible for, along with great talent acquisition, managing all of that talent. As we know, managing the Dallas Cowboys is a task all in its own. That is a living, breathing thing in Dallas, as we know, is America's team. So there are a lot of moving parts here. I'm not laying it just at the feet of Mike McCarthy as the chef. But if you want to say he's overachieving, you're proving my point even more. He's got fabulous ingredients as a average chef, and I'm going to lean into that's a pretty good scenario to make a long playoff run.
Well, you know what, Joy? This conversation is irrelevant. Why is it irrelevant? Because rings don't mean a thing, according to Damian Lillard. Lillard, Portland Trailblazers.
He tried to change it up. Oh my goodness, man. We played for to get those rings, man. Shout out to Joy. You know, they set that production level up pretty good for her to go in there and slap him up. Shout out to Joy. Hey, rings do mean something, and we got to fight to get it. Got to. I seen somebody put in the chat. Yeah, Drew Brees only got one of them. Yeah, he only got one ring, and he should have had more, right? This is how it goes. But the ring itself does not state that you are better because you got one, right? Right? Because I recall Dan Marino, he don't got none. He don't got no rings. And I recall, if you live in Acho's world and believe what he's saying, you would think that since Eli Manning got 2 rings, he's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, based upon his argument there, where Eli is better than Drew Brees. Somebody says Warren Moon, right? Warren Moon don't got one, right? So, Cowboy Nation, let's stay focused. Let's get our mindset together. She did destroy it, Acho. Oh, my goodness, man. I really appreciate you guys for watching this episode. Please leave me your thoughts of everything, your score predictions for this weekend. Trent Difford got one, yeah. And as well as what we're going to do in the playoff. I like to know all of those thoughts on the front end, not the back end, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to find ways to grind. My name is Law Nation. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, and tell a friend and a neighbor where to go when they want to tune into Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. 54-27, Shap. I believe it. 31-17 from Troy Aikman, the mighty man himself. We're going to be at your restaurant this weekend too, Troy. 24-0. Eric, appreciate you. Jeff George. Yep. Oh, yeah. You know, Mike McCarthy did. He did get a chance to coach up Aaron Brooks, too. He left his name out. Aaron Brooks was pretty hot for a couple of seasons. 44-17, Jay Worthy. Yeah, appreciate you. Come on, Cowboy Nation. Tell me not and mourn for numbers. Life is but an empty dream, for a soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real and life is earnest, and the grave is not his goal. Dust I are, to dust returneth, was not even spoken of the soul. In his broad fields of battle, ambivalence of chance, be not like a dumb-driven cattle, but be a hero in the strife. Lives like John Madden, all brought us glory, brought us reality. Stayed firm in all reality as it relates to this football game that we play and watch. Right?
30-17 Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go get it. But even like John Madden, life continued to live for a legend, and it leaves behind us footprints on the mighty sands of time. And I come here to tell you, Cowboy Nation, even John Madden, the great, looking down upon everyone, is going to watch this game this weekend. Yeah, he's going to watch all of them and give glory to the creators of having this man on this plane in this dimension during our time. But we got to lock in and stay focused. We got to continue to keep this thing relevant to what's going on as it relates to this impact of society and what John Madden has done for each and every last one of you guys. Boom! You remember that? Tough acting to acting. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Boom! I just love those John Madden commercials. Let's go. Lock in, baby! R.I.P. to the GOAT, the legend. Shout out to y'all. Hey, we playing on all Madden now, baby.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and
Come on.
nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blinging, she freeze. Photo, please.
Let's go, Boss Cowboy Sports. Appreciate you.
Please, no photo.
Jessica, shout out to you, Jay Lombardi.
New deal to my lawyers.
Come on.
If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up, wait till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors.
George, I see you, TC. On the drums, on the ones and twos. J-Rod, shout out to your Nobles. Royalty.
I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up.
Victor G, I see you, fam. Shout out to everybody, man.
I got wifey on blinging, she freeze. Photo.
Big Z in the house. Ed Moon, nah, you the best, man.
No photos. I keep giving game away.
Come on.
I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get
Come
paid to
on,
stay
Nick,
away.
shout out to
I
you.
paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today.
East Camden,
Y'all been taking
shout
pain
out to
away.
you.
In my own lane, finger roll. I would
J.
never sell my own soul.
Lombardi.
Heard this on the market
Akeem,
below.
the Dream
Who the realest, you
Smith.
might never know.
Appreciate you.
All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up.
Turn me
Try
up.
you out and then they line you up.
Oh.
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are
Come
touching,
on.
need some food.
Good night, everybody.
Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled.
Hand out those
Get out
turkeys,
the way,
yeah.
spend the day, now
With
you
those
own
6
your
legs.
own.
With the turkey had 8 legs, I believe. 6 or 8. Let's go. 6 legs, I believe. Yeah, 6 legs.
Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on
Yo.
ringing, she freeze. Photo, please.
Oh, Madden Law. Yo, appreciate you.
Please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me
Shout out to
and
Cowboys
nobody's
Experience.
like me.
See y'all this weekend on Saturday between 3 and 5 at the Lowe's Hotel in Arlington.
Please, no photos. Yeah. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Kinda check or something.
I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deal.
Shout out to all of the mods, by the way. We out. Salute.
Kinda check or something.
Lately, I just
Wanna run it up.
Count that too, count it up. Count it up.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
AJ the King, run it back, baby.
Got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
I just want to hear that one verse right there. And I'm out, baby. I call it too legit. I love that line right there. Yoga Flame. I see you, boss cowboy. Let's go.